Hey, this is Allie Edwards, and today in this video I am super happy to show you the completed second half of my 2017 Project Life album. So this year for Project Life, or for 2017 in Project Life, I have two 12 by 12 albums. The first half is through June, and the second half is July through December. Some of these you have seen online or on my blog. Others have been in my StoryKit classroom. So if you subscribe to the StoryKit or StoryStamp or the digital kit, you've probably seen some of these in there. I do one Project Life spread using the theme each month, and so that's helped me kind of catch up on these ones that I hadn't finished before. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip through here. This is again starts on June 26th. Excuse me, lots of different things happening in here, and it's fun for me to look back on them and think about, number one, the kits that these might have been, that I might have been using for them. Also just looking at the way that the style evolves, or the way that I do the same thing over and over again as well. Going through, looking, the white on the photos, that's using a white pen. That's something that I regularly like to do. Finding some sort of repeated elements, that is also something that I do regularly. You guys have heard me talk more about that idea of a simple design formula recently. That's something that I've talked about. Sometimes I do white borders on my photos, and when I do white borders like that, I usually do them for I either do all or nothing. I don't usually mix in 4x6 borders with non 4x6 white border photos, and then I just usually leave the 3x4 ones with no border there. But it's fun to go back through here and look and see, what was happening at this point in time? What was I writing about? This is going to the fair last year, and I have pictures from the fair this year. So I'm actually looking forward to doing my 2018 fair photos as well. I think there's good reminders in here for me for simplicity, right? That we don't have to have a ton of embellishments everywhere. We can pick one embellishment and we can use it multiple times, or we can repeat the idea of small chipboard embellishments added on there. I love this project. Like I still love this project looking back at it now, and I've done it since I think 2010, 2011 was the first year that I did it. I'm thinking about mixing it up a little bit next year, potentially changing the size. I'm not positive on that yet, but I will let you know when that happens. I'm also looking at doing Day in the Life in its own little album. That's something else that I am considering. I have been adding Day in the Lives into Project Life, and you'll see a couple of those, I think, in here, or actually maybe this is the only other one in here. We'll see. Playing around again with repetition. What are the things that I can repeat in these spreads? These were from, I think these were either in a StoryKit or they were part of Week in the Life. Can't really remember exactly. Style has definitely gotten simpler if you compare what I'm doing in this compared with what I did like in 2013. I'm using less product overall, I would say. Like this is a good example of a week where I don't always put something on every photo. Sometimes I'm doing typewritten journaling, sometimes I'm doing handwritten journaling, sometimes it's a mixture of both. Here's the typed one here with the handwritten one there. But so much of it for me is still about the photos, right? And having those different photos mixed in, different kinds of points of view, looking up, looking down. I found one that I haven't finished yet. Perfect. This is great, right? This is when I flipped through and I saw this, I thought that one was done. So we'll mark this, and then I will know that I have one more. It looks like I probably have one more to finish. Maybe I better go through the whole thing and make sure. This one's just missing a couple journal cards there, as you see. This is like a great example of where I leave spaces for the journal cards to be able to add those in there. All right, let's see what else we have. Typewritten journaling. This one, here's a good example of one that has very little journaling, right? Just little bits here and there. Little using label stickers to fill in those spaces. This is from the Fabric StoryKit. This one could be from Home, I think. Yeah, If These Walls Could Talk, The Story of This Room, Five Senses of Home. White borders on the photos there. This was a fun one to put together where I am creating, again, a simple design formula and making my own journal cards, right, with stamping or with using different pieces of an alphabet set. Going through here, going into the fall. God, it looks so different even, now than it does then. This is one of the ones that I just recently finished last week. This does also have this is the week of Halloween, and it also has a day in the life day in it. This is the one where I was counting a variety of different things. Need to add something into those tabs there too. Mexico packing list for our family moon. And then here's one. I think this might have been fabric too. And here's from when we got married. I used this for the adventure. I used it in the adventure story kit. This is from something from Pam Garrison that I just wanted to keep, and I wanted it to go right in there. I could pull it up out of there. And then moving into the family moon, which spread out across a couple spreads there, and then fall. Oh, so much fall. And you can see, I don't always show all of these kinds of things, like the 8.5 by 11s that I add in. I don't always photograph those, but those are often going into the album itself. This week was using the tech story kit. So some specific stories, pulling out those kinds of things. So fun, I love those cards too. Stamping directly on the photos. Those are from the Type story kit. These cards are from the Type story kit. Grow, I believe. Talking a lot about growing together there. And then this is the one that I just did last week. So this is the week leading up until Christmas. I had a couple add-ins here. Audrey and Anna's Christmas lists, which were fun to have that added in. And then week 52, which is using the Light story kit. So that's in the classroom right now. So that is a look at the end of 2017, minus that one that I thought was done, which isn't. So I'll go ahead and finish that one up and share that, but at least you'll get to see the main bulk of this album is done. I'll also add a link below so you can see what I see the first half of 2017 as well, because I have a video of that from last year as well. All right, I'm gonna dive in. I'm gonna finish this one up, and if you guys have any questions, please feel free to let me know.